Hey guys, welcome to another Introduction to Tricking series tutorial. My name is Andrew Bennett. Today we're going to be talking about transitions and combos. Combos are basically trick, transition, trick. It's the formula for them. They're a lot of fun. They really spice up your tricking instead of just working on one trick all the time. So let's go over what that means. The first thing I want to talk about for beginners and advanced trickers alike is you can take any combo and any trick really and suit it to your level, right? So let's see you saw one of your favorite trickers and they did a really cool combo like cheat 7, side swipe, GMS, master scoot, dub, right? You can break that down to suit your level. So say you're a beginner and you want to do that combo, but you can't do all those tricks. You can do something like step over hook for the cheat 7, tornado for the side swipe, cartwheel for the GMS, scoot instead of master scoot, and then gainer instead of dub. So right there you have the same combo, similar transitions, and directly inspired from a trigger that you might like or just an idea that you might have. So it's a good way to practice comboing without having really advanced tricks. Right, so there are 3 types of transitions. There are unified, sequential, and singular. And we've learned each one of these in my earlier tutorial that I showed you. A unified transition is when you transition from one trick to another and both your feet touch the ground at one given point. So you either land on both feet or you take off on both feet. Right? An example of this is the pop takeoff, right? That's unified because come down, both feet are touching the ground, and take off both feet. Okay? An example of a sequential transition is like the cheat takeoff, right? So I go down 1 foot at a time and then come up 1 foot at a time. An example of a singular transition is like the swing takeoff. Because only 1 foot touches the ground between the 2 tricks. So like swing, it's only 1 foot touching the ground. A transition is basically the landing of one trick and the takeoff of the next. Okay? So, for example, if you have 2 tornadoes strung together, you do tornado kick, you're going to land left, right, and then you do another tornado kick. So that's an example of having a cheat transition in between the 2 tornado kicks because it's the cheat takeoff works with the tornado landing, if that makes sense. Next thing I want to talk about is landings in particular. Sometimes you'll come to a transition that you want to make, but it might not work or it might be not smooth like the way you would like it, so you want to modify the way you land so that when you transition to your next trick, it sets you up appropriately. What I mean by this is, say you have a tornado kick, right? Boom! It lands left, right. But you want to scoot. You want to do tornado kick, scoot something, right? If you land left, right, you can bring it around and then scoot. But say you only want to use one leg, you want to make it really smooth and nice looking. Well, what you have to do is you have to have your tornado kick and land on your right leg and spin all the way around to go into scoot. You have to essentially do a tornado kick and land ready to scoot. And if you do that, essentially you're doing a whole different trick in itself. You're doing a 540 kick. So transitions are something that is a little bit more advanced, a little bit difficult, but it's loads of fun to play with. It's like Legos. You're like building Lego blocks and you're having fun with it. Just play around with it. It's nothing to get too caught up on, but it's just something that's fun and makes your tricking, gives your tricking a lot of style. For any given trick, you've got 4 types of landings. You've got complete, hyper, mega, semi. Complete is the way you land a scoop. So anything that sets you up to swing into like a gainer or something like that. Hyper is landing on this leg, so the way you come out of a cartwheel or the way you land a gainer flash. Mega is the way you land like a tornado kick, right? Kind of like that. So that's a mega landing. And semi is like this. There aren't too many tricks that land naturally on semi, except for like front handspring, web circling on this leg. But if you do land this way, it sets you up perfectly to do rise-based tricks and do carry-throughs, and that's loads of fun. So that's pretty much it for my transitions and combos tutorial. There are a lot more transitions out there that I didn't cover in this video, but I think I've hit all the basic ones that you want to learn as a beginner. But transitions, comboing, it's all about having fun and being creative. It adds a little spice to your tricking, and it's something just to play around with and have fun. You never know what you come up with. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.